for their vote.
You mentioned traffic congestion as well. Do you have any specific plans to ease that on the main road?
I have a plan. And it will involve the creation of a center lane on the priority bus route, which is a designated lane for all traffic going directly into Port of Spain. The priority bus route is wide enough to have a third and center lane. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, excuse me, all vehicles with an even ending number can access this center lane. The rest have to remain on the eastern main road. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, the rest, that is the odd ending numbers, have access, the same access to the priority bus route. Of course, to maintain the bus route itself, and for there to be equity, because the maxi taxis do pay a fee to use the bus route, there would be a charge, which I have no doubt persons will be prepared to pay to use an efficient vessel or route to take them quickly into Port of Spain. Simple plan, it will not cost a fraction of what the rapid rail will cost this country. And it will work. It has not been tried. When I am the Member of Parliament for St. Joseph, within 2 weeks of coming into government, I will be making sure that something like that is at least tried to help those commuters who are trapped in traffic every day. And why I know now that I must address this issue. For many years I had the luxury of a priority bus route pass. When I gave up the trappings of my office as a judge, my priority bus route pass was returned. I have had now to face the music of traffic. And I can tell you, Colmember does not live in the east traveling to the west. Kennedy Swarat Singh does not live in the east and have to travel to his office in the west. I will have to do it because I live among my people. And I will make sure that they will not suffer in traffic and stress themselves out every morning on their way to make a decent day's living.
Next issue is Newmarket, which I really love reading. A lot of people didn't even know who fell into St. Joseph proper.
The San Juan Market?
Correct.
Yes.
There were concerns expressed by the vendors there about the facilities in which they work and operate, that they hadn't been upgraded in a satisfactory manner. How will you address those needs?
I will visit the vendors in the San Juan Market and I will listen to what they have to say. I do not profess to know the answer to everything or the problems of everyone, but I am a good listener. As a judge for the last 15 years before I retired, I became a good listener because as a judge you have to listen. I shall open my ear, unlike Kennedy Swarat Singh, and I shall listen to the people, hear how I can help them, and I shall listen to the plight of the vendors in the San Juan Market, which is in my constituency, and I will act accordingly to bring about an alleviation of their problems.
Now, a more general question.
Yes.
One of the defining characteristics of a marginal constituency is the ethnic composition, diversity, and the closeness with the close margin with which the last election or the preceding elections were won based on the number of votes. When you have a population that's so diverse in such a small area, how do you appeal to them in that kind of mass way that you can reach out to everybody with their different needs and their different backgrounds? How is your appeal to them structured in a way that it has mass appeal?
Just look at me. Just look at me. You know, what am I? I'm a mixture of everything. You know? And if you look at my life for the last how many years, I was once married, happily married, to a woman of African descent. I'm now married to a woman of East Indian descent. You know? I have no difficulty in bringing together people. I am a person who worships in my church with persons of all races, creeds, class, religious persuasion. As a judge, I have had to relate and identify with jurors, with persons who have been affected by crime, with criminals, with everybody. And you can ask them if they do not relate to me as I relate to them. I have no doubt that these factors will not be an ingredient because I am an all-embracing candidate.
Last question. This election is shaped up in such a way where you have about 3 weeks to get yourself out there, to be on the ground as often as you can, to familiarize yourself with what the needs and the issues are of your potential constituents. Is that enough time not only for them to know you and for you to know them, but for you to also get the initiation you need into the political arena, to have the kind of appeal, to have the kind of outreach, to even have the familiarity factor, because for better or worse, they at least know who Kennedy Swaredsing is.
Do they? That's the
name.
fallacy of your argument. They don't know. Many people voted for him because they heard that he was a former priest. But Kennedy Swaredsing is no priest, believe me. Ask people who know him, he is no priest.
But what I'm asking you is especially given the ushering in that you've had in a very short space of time with the hype